And I appreciate your question. All right. Give girls space and time. Girls become attracted to you in your absence when they're thinking about you. Allow her imagination to do your heavy lifting for you. She can't do that if you're always up her ass. Men have an inclination towards action. And anytime they're seducing or moving a girl from stranger to in his bed, they tend to take too much action, like through text, through any type of like Instagram, lots of texting, phone calls, anything that's not in face to face is a detriment until you've been banging for a little while, because you need to be able to give or women need this space. It's like Coach Corey Wayne. I think he was all up some girl's ass. And he told this story where he was younger and he didn't really understand women yet. And he like went over to the girl's house, knocked on the door, and her mom came to the door and kind of schooled him and like, hey, give her some time. Let her have some time to think about you and come back in a couple of days. And he did that. And she was like excited to see him, because women need time to become attracted to you. And Bunny's really good about conveying this, this whole concept, because you give a girl a couple pieces of information, she's somewhat interested in you. In that downtime, in that space between when you see her, she's going to create a story in her own head about you. And it tends to be favorable unless you're talking her out of it. So, and especially after you first start having sex, you give her some space. Anything she thinks about you, anything that might go either way in your favor or against, she's going to start working in your favor. She has to justify her time and physical investment in you. So see, even some of the things that might be negative, she'll filter that and spin it to something positive in your favor, because she has to justify she's already sleeping with you. So this is super important to slow things down. Less is more, and contacting a girl slightly less, not no contact, not disappearing, but slightly less, and you'll hit it just right. And girls are always like, well, if you contact her too much less, she forgets about you. Yes. So take everything you're doing and cut it back by a third less text, a third less contact. But do see her. If you can get a girl in front of you, that's always a bonus until you've been fucking for about a week or two. And then you want to cut it back to once a week. And you guys would be surprised, those that have like fallen into like serial monogamy, this kicking it back to once a week gives her enough time to really become attracted to you strongly over time, because it's not too much, but it's good. It's a good, solid time that she can see you, meet up, have fun, have a great experience, get banged, have sex, and you send her on her way, and she's good for a week. So, and if you want to move it faster, you see her more often. But you allow her to decide on the relationship. Remember, your job is to take care of meetups, logistics, making sex happen. Let her talk about relationship stuff. If she wants exclusivity, she'll bring it up. That's not your job. But again, give girls space and time, at least a third more than you are now. Girls become attracted to you in your absence when they're thinking about you. It's all right here. Use a girl's, how do I say this? Your greatest ally in seduction is her imagination. That is your greatest ally. It's not your face. It's not your presence. It's her imagination. What she thinks can become will be far more attractive than anything you could ever do actually on your own. Allow her imagination to do your heavy lifting for you. She can't do that if you're always up her ass, if her phone is always ringing, if it's always there's a text or some emoji or some bullshit or good morning, good night, any of that stuff. You need to be absent and let her think about you, because that will increase her attraction to you. And I would say at least 80%, if not 90% of the guys that end up on a consultation with me say that contacting a girl too often, smothering her, has always been a problem. Guys that are kind of high strung, kind of anxious, they want to take action. They feel like they need to do something. And when they start fumbling the girl, they start taking more action, and they're even more up in her ass. And again, even for guys that are dealing with like a bad run in the marriage, pulling back is the best thing to do instead of smothering her and let's go to therapy, let's talk to your parents, let's, where he's like overly anxious and he's smothering her. When in fact he should be pulling back, going to the gym, taking care of himself, making himself attractive, talking to other women. There's no downside. Again, that's the real deal. Girls want to know that you're attractive to other women because they don't trust their own judgment. If the only person that they think you're attracted to is her, she's not going to be that attracted. So you have to keep these things in mind, that they don't see things like we do. When you start seeing her pull back, you pull back. Most guys lean in. You need to actually lean back. And then over time, hey, where the fuck is he? She'll come find you. If she doesn't, that's okay too. But you don't need to lean into her. Allow her to come to you. Women are happiest when they're chasing a high value man, and they can't chase you if you're up her ass all the time. So that's a real deal. Foundational principle: give girls space and time. Girls become attracted to you in your absence when they're thinking about you. Allow her imagination to do your heavy lifting for you. She can't do that if you're always up her ass. Keep that in mind, especially if she's starting to pull back. Just you pull back too. You just mirror that. And that is 29 minutes, 3 seconds for today. And I hope you guys have gotten something of value that you can actually implement today, put into play, become more attractive, get the girls you want. And I hope you guys have I'll be back on Monday morning. Friday is off. Bunny's traveling. So I'm covering at the gym. So I will not be here tomorrow morning, but I'll be back Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. This week's just going to be a little wonky till she's back in town on Wednesday. But I appreciate you guys watching. Send me any questions you have. You can DM me. You can comment under the video. You can comment on Twitter. But we appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a great day.